The other thing I found was this walker. And of course the walker, turns out that they're generally aluminum. And sure enough, this magnet does not stick to any of this green metal. So I figured, I don't want to throw that into the shred pile. Let's take it apart and see if we can get some clean aluminum. So let's start here with this little seat piece. All right, I see the screws. I better get my little junk metal container to put stuff in. Looks like just 4 more screws and we got the seat off. Sorry if I'm obstructing the view. That's just a little plastic piece. And these seem to come apart a lot easier than I thought they would. We'll see if that holds true for the rest of it. All right, so we got that off of there. Let's clear off our little workstation. All right, so one plastic seat, as you can see, detached. We don't need that. What next? I guess maybe. Yeah, let's do these handles. And see the screws right in the top. See this handle over here, the brake was already broken on it, so that's why it's going to go for scrap. It certainly wasn't any good as a walker anymore without a functioning brake. Even the handle was missing, so. Yeah, I wonder if these grips come off. I hope so. Yeah, just as I thought, these are little plastic caps that'll pull out. Yeah, there's one useless piece of plastic. Almost. There we go. Now, will these slide off? Sure doesn't seem like it. Is there anything holding them on the inside? No. No, I figured they're just glued on. Huh. Yeah, see, I can't get these off until I get those off. Well, maybe I can get that part off. All right, let's just systematically keep taking it apart, see what happens. Yeah, just plastic knobs. Come on. All right, looks like there's a little bit of brass fittings in the end of those. Might be able to smash those out with a hammer at some point. I like the little brass bits. A couple more metal bolts. All right. That'll make that somewhat easier to work on. It's long. Just keeps going. Yeah, it could be that the wire itself is actually holding it in there. If I could expose the wire, I just cut it. And this isn't going very well. Yeah, it's just the wire that's holding it in there. Pretty sure of that. You can hear stuff crunching. Maybe it's just going to break. Well, that doesn't want to come off there. Let's see if we can cut through it. Probably shouldn't be using my good cutters either. This is probably a steel cable. There we go. Alright, so at some point I'm going to have to try to remove these rubber grips. It does seem like it does want to slide a little bit. Yeah, I'm not going to mess around with those right now, but I will clean that up. Let's look at the rest of this monstrosity and see if we can get a little bit more of it apart.
Move that. I'll move that back over here. I'll set all this stuff aside. Alright.
So we got some screws and nuts here. That's better. If it doesn't fall.
There we go.
Just a plastic washer, I think so. Here's another one. Get rid of all these little metal bits. Another plastic washer. Alright, so let's do the same thing to the other side. Well, I might as well get this little wire holder here first. Well, that's riveted. Well, that'll be fun. I might have to grind that off. This black piece should just be steel. Now, typically when I go scrapping with my brother and we find this kind of stuff, it just goes straight to the shred pile. But since I didn't have very much, I figured, you know, let's see how hard it is to actually clean one of these up. I think this should free this piece after this one. Alright, got that stuff off of there. There we go, we got that freed up. And that is gonna make a disaster. And we'll just double check, although I'm positive this is just steel. Yep. So that's going to be some tin shred. And I can tell you that weighs a pound or two. So I'm just going to set that aside. Let's see, what else? Yeah, these looked riveted to me. Maybe, maybe not. Yeah, that might just be I think it's a hex screw. These wheels. that's definitely a hex. That's a hex. That was just part of the brake mechanism. See if I can just use my other cutters here. See if we can clip through this cable. Oh, that was easy. Pull that out of there. Those cables are nice steel cables on the inside. At least I'm pretty sure. Let's double check with our magnet. Yep. There's a magnetic attraction to that, so that's going to go into the shred. There's a couple up here I can do. Let's get this one over on this side. Something there came apart. All right. So to get this piece clean, oh look, there's little brass grommets in there. That's interesting. Oh look, it just came out. And the one from the other side must have fallen out. So again, those look riveted on. So I'll probably have to use an angle grinder to get those off. Let's cut this other brake wire. Oh, apparently you can pull it right out of that plastic sleeve. Yeah, just pull it out of there. Don't need the plastic. These wheels look like they're going to be on there with a bolt. They must just be screwed in. Do these unscrew? Doesn't seem like it. Looks like I might have to take out the old grinder at some point and grind some of this stuff. It's just a rubber pad. But yeah, that's all welded on there, so that has to be cut off. And use the grinder, that'll be stinky. But yeah, or an X-Acto knife. Probably just use a really sharp knife and try to cut this off. These plastic caps will have to come off. Yeah, at least those slide off easy. Yeah, more plastic that we don't need. And see plastic caps in the bottom of these. So yeah, it seems like it's quite the endeavor to actually clean one of these. So at the end of the day, it's probably not worth it. You know, just throwing them into the old shred piles might not be a bad way to go, unless you have like a lot of them or something. And then, you know, get your dirty aluminum price. I don't think I have a wrench that's small enough to fit in there. I need a hex to get the wheels off. I don't think that is going to turn on its own. No, not without a hex to hold it on the other side. So yeah, if I cut this off and unscrew these wheels, I got to get the right size wrench to fit in there to actually unscrew them. And this piece is have to grind off a couple of rivets on each side that held the brake cables. And there's a hunk of metal from the brake cable. I'll probably get this piece out of here somehow. Almost. There we go. That's just attached by a spring. Oh, there we are. So yeah, that's a bunch more steel that we don't need. I heard another piece hitting the ground. So yeah, hex bits. Let me see. I think I might have some. What do we have here? Hex bits. And this one looks like it might be the right size. Let's see, is that the right size? It is. It seems like there's a plastic cap on the end of these. See if I can just hold it. Yeah, that seems to work. Yeah, it was just a plastic cap with a nut in the end. Add that to the little junk metal. Yeah, there's one wheel out of there. I think these are pretty much all plastic except for maybe the inside. We'll just hang on to those. They might be able to go to the shred pile. That's just a plastic washer and a nice big metal bolt. Let's get this piece off of here for now. Let's see if we can get this other one. I'll start with this little brake piece. I think that's just a regular screw. It's a matter of wiggling this apart. Why does everything have to be so awkward? Get that spring out of there. There we go. So yeah, that's just another hunk of steel. Let's double check to see if these little things were actually brass. I have a magnet here somewhere. Oh, here it is. I was looking for the wrong one. Oh yeah. Yep, no magnetic attraction. I'll check with our little file. Oh yeah, that's nice and yellow brass. So yeah, we'll set those aside for our yellow brass collection. Let's see if we can get this other tire off.
Get rid of the file.
And just drop that wheel in there for now. Plastic washer. Nice big steel bolt. Oh, container's filling up. It's got a couple pounds in there. So this, I can probably try to scratch these stickers off. I'm not sure if they would care about that at the yard or not. A couple more caps. See if we can pop those off. Yeah, that came off easy. Seems to be a little bit on the inside. That's coming. different screwdriver. Let's try the big screwdriver. There we go. That pops out. Yeah, those kind of, I'm not sure if they were just attached or if they're literally just break off. Come on, I know you want to pop out of there like your other one did. Maybe, maybe not. This one seems a little more stuck. Now, a few whacks with a hammer would probably work, but oh, it's coming a little bit. There we go. All right, so this is a nice clean piece of aluminum. Oh, just when I say that, I always find more caps. Whoops. That's why we wear gloves. That's coming slowly. There we go, another useless piece of plastic. That one came out much easier. So yeah, we might be able to peel these stickers off a little bit. When I get the grinder out, I'll do that separately. But yeah, I'm going to consider that pretty much clean. Look at that, 2 more caps. Of course, these ones don't want to come out. Oh, there we go. That one came out. There we go. Get rid of all this plastic. Well, that was awfully time consuming to get this little piece of clean aluminum, but you know, it's got to be at least a pound or so. Well, I'll set that aside. What was left on this one? Oh yeah, it's just this to cut off. Those might have to be ground off. They seem very small. And I don't think I need to unscrew those wheels because this is all plastic. Yeah, at some point I just gotta be able to fit a wrench in there. These are too big. Yeah, just a little too big. But yeah, I was cleaning up a walker. Little few more pieces on there to get off. But yeah, I would say a lot of that's not worth it. If you have, you know, a grinder or a cutting disc, right, and just cut some of this, probably the much faster, much easier way to go. Alrighty, so I have tried to clean this up a little bit better off camera, and as you can see, I took my X-Acto knife and just cut down these foam grips, so now they pull right off, no problem at all. Yeah, it was very easy, just take an X-Acto knife and just cut down it, and they just pulled right apart. And the same goes for this big one on here. Again, I just took my knife, I cut about 3/4 of the way through it, and then it just peeled open, it just peeled apart. So very easy to remove all those little foam grips. And get rid of those. These did have the little rivets in the side. I just used my vice grips to clamp onto it and just forcibly pry them out. So that has gotten rid of all the magnetic stuff. All we got left on here are these stickers. I'm not sure if my scrapyard would give me an issue about having a couple stickers on here or not, but probably to be on the safe side, I'm just going to use a grinding grinding disc, and I'll just quickly just grind these stickers off just to get rid of them. So I ended up getting it all clean. This was the other piece. This piece had a couple of rivets in these two spots. And again, I just ended up using vice grips, just clamped down on it as hard as I could and just forcibly just pried them out. And the little bit on the inside just came out through these tubes, right? So I got all this aluminum from a walker, all nice and clean. Now let's see how much is it going to weigh. I've got my scale set up down here on the floor. I've got it on pounds already. So we'll just start by adding those two little pieces. What's that? Over half a pound, 0.7 of a pound. Now this isn't all going to quite fit on here. I'm just going to have to kind of hold it, right? But we'll get a fairly good idea. Yeah, it looks like 4 pounds, 4.1 pounds of clean aluminum. That's jumping around there a little bit, but yeah, I'd say it's a safe bet. Yeah, that's 4 pounds of clean aluminum that's on there. So not too bad. On my yard right now, aluminum, generally, most aluminum categories are over $1 a pound. I think cast aluminum is about 88 cents a pound Canadian. But like, if you brought in extruded aluminum, if you brought in extruded aluminum, it's about $1.30, $1.35 a pound right now. So aluminums are pretty good prices. Even pop cans, which you can see over here, I got a big old bag of pop cans on the go. They go for about $1.24 to $1.28 a pound in Canadian money right now at my scrapyard. So aluminum is definitely a good thing to process. Again, was this worth all the time and hassle to get it done for 4 pounds of aluminum? Probably not. Again, I would think using your angle grinder to just cut off, you know, clean sections of aluminum is probably a lot faster, a lot easier way to go. But I still enjoyed the challenge of taking it all apart just to see what it all entails, how much work it would actually be to get down to this little bit of clean aluminum. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. And I think that is going to be it. But thanks for watching, guys, and I will catch you in the next one.